Today we're going to be doing an autopsy on a motor that I pulled out of a job yesterday. She was smoking. We'll take it apart and see what happened to her. '56 frame motor. She got a little bit of weight to her. Let's begin. Ordinarily, we would make some witness marks on a motor like this before we took it apart, but I can tell you right now, this motor's not going back together. She was smoking. Okay, there's the rotor. This motor obviously it got submerged at some point. So single phase motors require a starting circuit. So you got a switch right here, and this energizes this capacitor that's underneath this cover. It gets the motor spinning in the right direction. At the back of the motor you have this centrifugal switch. So when it's at rest, this actuator is pushing out and it's holding that switch in. When the motor gets to speed, these flyweights fly away, the actuator drops back. If that doesn't happen, and that's what happened in this case, the motor just sits there and burns up. And you can see the starter windings are all cooked. They got real hot. So either the switch wasn't engaged or it did not disengage, but this old girl was she was making some noise, smoke rolling out of her. So that's about $5 worth of scrap right there. Take this pump apart. All right, so that's your suction flange. This is a wear ring. So what this does is it rides on the front of the propellant right here. And when the motor pressurizes, the pump pressurizes, it pushes forward and it pushes against this face here. And it keeps water from recirculating inside the pump. That way you get pressure. Cutoff pressures on these pumps are pretty low. They're like 25 PSI or something. This should just come off with just your hand strength. There we go. I'm impressed it came apart. So it didn't come apart right. So you see right here, this is all, there should be a piece sticking out about that long called a dielectric sleeve. And what that's supposed to do is prevent water from coming in contact with this metal shaft. Obviously that didn't happen. It's almost out. All right. The way these bearings get retained is this. When you tighten the screw up, this flips sideways and locks that bearing in. Woo. Yeah, I don't think there's supposed to be that much play. So this was seized up, tried to start, couldn't. And then she just cooked. So this is garbage. All right. We got another one here that was smoking, wouldn't start, and she was making a lot of noise. Let's get her apart, see what she looks like inside. I think probably a starter switch failure. The reason I put these down is because a lot of new motors have copper plated aluminum control down. And I'm gonna take these to recycle them, to sell them for scrap. They don't want end bells or rotor on them. They want to have access to the coils so that they can file them down, make sure they're 100% copper. Otherwise, you get the mixed aluminum steel price on them. She doesn't want to come out. There we go. All right. Centrifugal switch was okay. Bearings were okay. So it must be the stationary switch. That's the problem. Man, this thing is fried. I think the switch is bad and wouldn't allow this motor to start properly. You can see those windings are cooked. They're done. So this guy had a smoke rolling out of her. She was yelling a little bit. She trashed now, worth about $5. Oh, out of those two pumps, here's what we wound up being able to salvage. Got this entire wet end. The impeller was good in it. There's nothing wrong with the wet end. One thing that makes this one particularly nice is that it's double size. So you can see there's two sets of bosses there. You can mount this on either a 56 frame or a 48 frame motor. Makes it very versatile. Have two sets of holes, two sets of bosses there for the studs to screw in. And I was also able to salvage this suction flange. We need those a lot. These waterway executive pumps also come in 2.5, and every once in a while I'll come across 2.5. We have to change it out to a 2-inch, and it's nice to just have a suction flange. It's about probably $60 or $70 if you had to buy it. Retail on this wet end complete is probably around $150 to $200. Here's something that's inside your motor that you don't know is in there, and what that is a thermodisc. And so if the motor doesn't start, or for some reason the cooling fan breaks, or it's being overloaded, when this reaches a certain temperature, I don't know what this one's set at, it actually cuts power to the motor. And when it cools down, you'll hear it go click, and the motor's ready to run again. This is something you will find on pump motors, but you will not find on the same style motor, but being used for a saw or anything that has rotating machinery that could injure somebody. They all have a mechanical reset. Actually, a human has to push the button, that little red reset button, and that's what that is. On a pump, it can reset automatically. On something like a table saw, it can't, for the obvious reasons. So, and there's the stationary side of the starter switch, which was probably the cause of all the problems in that one pump. So this is trash now. I'm going to clean up and actually going to do a will it run on another pump we pulled out of another job.